Overcoming addiction and enhancing motivation. Every social media post, TikTok video, food advertisement, or Instagram post gives us humans a short rush of pleasure, which is then followed by a craving for more. That's why you and I scroll endlessly for hours on our phone, trying to feel that little bit of rush again. This is what companies and big organizations leverage off of and earn millions of dollars with just by us scrolling through our phones. Studies show that on average, people use their smartphones for about 3 hours per day, which is 1,095 hours per year. In the fast-paced digital age, our lives are often intertwined with social media platforms that have become an integral part of our daily routines. While these platforms offer numerous benefits, they also influence our minds in profound ways, especially through the release of the neurotransmitter dopamine. If you're still watching this video with a lack of impulse control towards your addiction and you don't have a plan for yourself, keep watching. Now, there is a way to regain control of your impulses, and this is called dopamine fasting. But first, we have to know what dopamine is. Dopamine is a chemical messenger or neurotransmitter that plays a vital role in our brain's reward system. It is associated with motivation, pleasure, and reinforcement of behaviors necessary for our survival and well-being. When we engage in activities that bring us pleasure or fulfill our desires, our brain releases dopamine, creating feelings of satisfaction and joy. Social media platforms have been cleverly designed to trigger dopamine release in our brains. Features like likes, comments, and shares activate the reward system, generating a sense of social validation and recognition. Every notification acts as a cue, triggering an anticipation of a rewarding experience, leading us to check our phones repeatedly. The constant scrolling and checking for updates foster addictive behavior as we become hooked to the craving of social media interactions. Dopamine plays a key role in this addictive cycle, making it difficult to break away from the allure of constant connectivity. Over time, this behavior can lead to a dependency on external validation as our self-worth becomes intertwined with the number of likes or views we receive. This phenomenon has sparked concerns about the impact of social media on mental health, as users may experience anxiety, low self-esteem, and even depression when their posts do not receive the desired level of validation. Now, for the main point of the video, dopamine fasting. Dopamine fasting is a concept that has gained popularity as a way to reduce dependence on stimulating activities and regain control over our lives. It involves voluntary abstaining from activities that trigger dopamine release for a certain period. The goal is to reset our brain's reward system and reduce the constant need for external validation and instant gratification. Dopamine fasting isn't about challenge, it's about change. Remember that. Anyone can challenge themselves to not use their phone the whole day or for a whole week, but not everyone can regain control and get into a routine of using their phone less. Most people fall back into bad habits and routines because they don't have a proper plan. And through dopamine fasting, you can improve focus and mental clarity. And here are just 2 steps that you can do for a proper plan. Step 1. Preparation. First, find out the constant behavior that's setting you back. This can be anything. This can be things like social media, Netflix, or video games. We are what we consume. In order to give our mind the opportunity to reset, we can't keep feeding it dopamine. After finding out what it is, cut it out. Deleting apps, blocking the websites you go to, all these are necessary steps. It will be hard. Trust me. It is way easier to scroll through your phone endlessly and watch videos for hours rather than doing any work or any studying. But all you need to remember is, dopamine fasting isn't a challenge, it's about change. Step 2. Execution. Now, I don't know how long you should dopamine fast for, but it doesn't have to be something crazy like months. Start small, for a week, Replace the constant checking of your phone and scrolling through social media for something more productive. There are 4 things that you can implement in this step. Number 1, set boundaries. Establish specific time limits for social media usage and enforce regular digital detox periods to allow for uninterrupted real-life experiences. It could maybe be starting up that project you always want to start up or read that book you always want to read. Just set boundaries. Number 2, focus on real connections. Go for a jog, a hike, a run, meet a stranger, have face-to-face interactions with friends and family to make genuine connections. Number 3, practice self-compassion. Challenge the notion of self-worth tied to the external validation. Embrace self-compassion and recognize that true worth comes from within, not from the likes and attention from social media. Number 4, diversify interests. Like I already said, engage in activities outside the digital realm to broaden your horizons and reduce dependency on social media for entertainment. Now, these are 4 things I recommend you should do. Again, I can tell you all these things to do, but at the end of the day, change starts with you. In conclusion, dopamine fasting allows individuals to reevaluate their relationship with technology and social media, enabling them to find a healthier balance in their daily lives. It encourages mindfulness, self-awareness, and a deeper appreciation for the simple joys of life beyond the digital realm. And with this, I leave you. This isn't about making it a challenge, it's about change. And change starts with you.